Hi, it's Hans at happierman.com. Today's topic is more energy for your weight training workouts. Well, first, it's been a bit since I've made a video. I've been very, very busy. I moved. That was the biggest thing. So if you move, there was a lot of time involved in packing the stuff and getting organized, and then there's the extreme effort of the actual moving of the stuff, and then there's the unpacking and trying to recover. So basically I was out of the gym for 2 weeks and even longer out of making videos, and I'm finally feeling good and finally going back to the gym, and that made me think of this topic of how to have more energy for your weight training workouts, especially as you age. As an aging man, you just have to face the facts that you're not going to have the energy that you did as a younger man in your 20s or even 30s or even early 40s. I think back of how much more energy I had in my 40s than now. Now that I'm approaching 60, and it's a lot. It's quite a drop off. So you, as an aging man or any man or person wanting to weight train, have to find ways to have enough energy to do your weight training workouts and to feel good. And of course, there's the normal stuff about getting plenty of rest at night, and the normal stuff about eating plenty of meat and other nutritious foods that make you feel good and vigorous, and avoiding things, excessive stress that fritter away your energy. But maybe more specifically is just the strategy you use for your weight training workouts so you feel good when you go in. So the first thing is to strategize how many times a week are you going to work out. I find, and I've talked about this in my other videos, that twice a week for an aging man is about the limit. That any more than that is a bit too much, brings me more susceptible to injuries. If I try to push one more workout, I tend to get hurt, run down, and that at least accumulates the potential. So twice a week for me. And that leaves me the other 5 days a week where I'm not lifting, and gives me more energy and time for life. I find that after a weight training workout, I'm extremely tired. So I strategize when to work out, usually late afternoon, then go home, eat, and rest, and plan on going to bed very early that night. So I find Tuesdays and Fridays work out fairly good for me. To go to bed early on Tuesday, and Friday is, if I have something planned on a Friday night, I would try to work out earlier in the day so I can take a nice nap beforehand. And if I don't have anything planned, well, it's just similar to Tuesday. I wish I would have known about how successful you could be with just twice a week workouts back when I was young. I would have probably avoided some frightful injuries and some severe overtraining, and would have had more time for life. But be that as it may, you can get a lot of work done in 2 workouts if you strategize and use the right exercises. And that gets to the next point of strategizing what type of workout do you want to do. I have what I would call a workout A and a workout B. A being a bench press and a deadlift and some arm curls of various sorts, and workout B being an standing overhead press and the squat and some curls. I find that this gives me an overall good body workout. It's similar to the starting strength style of a strategy where you get with those 4 big exercises. You kind of work everything, every part of your body with those, as long as you're doing them intensely to the correct form and working out to your maximum amount you can work out, given where you're at with whatever stage you're in. I like that. If I do for one thing, if you put the press and then the squat, you're already in the rack. So you have the rack set up for the press. It'll probably be good enough for the squat, and you save time and energy setting things up. The other thing I like to do to keep my energy for my work sets up is to mentally prepare earlier in the day. If I'm going to work out that evening or that late afternoon, I want to wake up and start saying to myself that I can't wait to get to the gym. I'm looking forward to getting to the gym. I'm going to have a great workout. I feel great. I find that if I don't psych myself up like that and kind of keep that mantra going up throughout the day, my body will start to ache and pain. I'll feel great the day before, but I'll wake up feeling, throughout the day, I'll feel terrible, right? My back, my knees, my shoulders, my elbows, my hands, my wrist, all of that will feel like, oh, there's no way I can lift. But if you tell yourself you're going to lift and you're going to feel great and you're going to have a successful workout, your body will hopefully fall into line. Now, certainly if you're really hurt and beat, well, take the day off. But I think you know what I mean. Your body would prefer that you just lay on the couch instead of working out. For the short-term appeasement of it, but for your long-term benefit, you want to have a good amount of weight training work in your life. The next thing would be how much you eat beforehand. I like to only eat light before I work out. That big breakfasts and lunches don't seem to help the workout. They bog me down. They make my belly bigger than it already is, and the belt is uncomfortable, and I don't feel well. And with the squatting and the deadlifting, the food, you don't want it to go through you. You know what I mean? And that's that extreme worry and anxiety about that. You want to eat light. I've experimented with not eating before a deadlift workout. Sometimes that's okay, but I still feel depleted if I don't at least eat something light. Then let's say getting to the gym. I like to have everything organized prior, so I'm not running around getting my gym stuff ready right after work to go to the workout. I want it ready, right? I have my workout clothes laid out. I have my gym bag sitting there ready to grab as soon as I get home from work, especially on Tuesday. And I don't have an excuse about, well, the couch or the chair is looking pretty good, I better sit down for a bit. Well, no, my gym bag is sitting there on the table waiting for me, and all I got to do is change into my gym clothes and go. So that's a nice strategy to keep you going. When you actually get to the gym, you shouldn't fool around too much. Just get there, get ready, and start. And the way I've also found to keep your energy high for your actual work sets is to don't go overboard doing things to fritter away your energy before the weight training. Like, do not do a cardio workout before you weight train. Do not do a lot of long walks in the day before you weight train. Try to avoid excessive stress on that in the morning and the afternoon. Like I have a job where it's mostly office work, but occasionally I'll be out in the sun, out in the field, running around doing things. And if I'm going to do that, probably having a weight training workout after a day like that is a big mistake. A big mistake. I would want to have my energy for the workout. And then when you actually start working out, I have found that stretching isn't necessary. The actual 4 main lifts are done through a full range of motion. So when you do your warm-ups with those lifts, you're actually stretching yourself to the maximum amount you should go. So you don't really need to stretch. I did a lot of stretching back in my 20s. it was just kind of a waste of time. What you want to do is just have a nice warm up to warm up yourself to get ready for the actual work sets. But you don't, again, you don't want to go overboard on the warm ups and wear yourself out for the work sets. So the starting strength method would indicate that for the 4 main lifts, the most reps you're going to use on any particular exercise is 5, and sometimes 3 or some 4 or 2 or even 1. And so you, with that idea in mind, your warm-up sets would not be more than 5 warm-up reps. So if I'm going to do a maximum set of 5 repetitions with some particular weight on my first warm-up, where I'm just bending down with my body, it's just 5 times. And then I might do that twice. And then then I'll do the bar with 5. Then I'll put a plate on, so I have 135 with 3. And then add another plate and do 225 with 2. And then do one more heavier weight with 1. And then do my 5 sets. Do you get me? That the high repetition warm-ups are just designed to tire you out so you don't have enough energy to do the actual work. You're not gonna, you don't make your gains on your warm-ups, you make them on that last set or 2 of your work set. Okay? So if you want to do as little warm-up reps and sets as you can, so that you're warm and your mind and your body are prepared for the work set, but not to wear you out. You know, back in the day, in my 20s, you know, you'd start out with the bar and do 20 reps, then you put some weight on and do 15, and then you put more weight on to do 12, 10, 8, and you finally do your 5. By the time you get to the work set, you're already tired, right? So it was kind of ridiculous, that methodology, right? Especially as you age, the high reps, it's very difficult to maintain your concentration with high repetitions. That's why 5 is a good number. You can, it's easier to maintain focus on the proper technique and your breath and your bracing and all of that with 5 than it is with 10. With 10, you're just going to be huffing and puffing so much, you're going to have to drop the weight tremendously to do that. So consider that on your warm-ups. And then the other thing is, for those main lifts, you want to take plenty of time between the sets. You're going to need, a minute between the body weight to body weight, and then 2 minutes when you get the plates, and then 3, 4, 5, and then before you do your work set, you might want to rest a good 5 minutes. And if you're going to do multiple work sets, you're going to need much more time between them. That's kind of why I don't like to do too many work sets, because it takes so long. You might need, for example, you hear the stories of if you're doing 3 sets of 5 across with a very big squat weight, you might need 20 to 25 to 30 minutes to rest between those sets, right? So that is one of the main reasons I don't like to do sets across anymore, because of that time factor. But if you were a younger man, you would have to consider doing that. But still, even if you do 2 sets of work sets, you still need a good amount of break. Think in terms of 5 minutes or more, not 1 minute or so. Okay? And what do you do between the sets? The best thing to do is sit down. I like to have a bench near me, even for squats, deadlifts, and presses, just to sit down and rest between the sets, and play with my logbook, drink water, towel off, get prepared, think about the upcoming set, look at the clock so I know, how long I've rested, and don't get rushed. And, this is the time you could chit chat with somebody else in the gym, to kind of give you, your heart rate has to go down far enough, and you got to feel like doing that next set. So that's kind of it on how to save your energy for your workout, especially as you age. All for now.